So, at the end of the day, when you know what exactly it is that is going to be important in your life, that's when you can begin to choose what will be difficult for you. Because there are women who want to play football and they have built themselves along that line. There are women who want to be doctors, there are women who want to be housewives. But if you now tell a doctor who has told herself that she's going to be a doctor, that she should be a housewife, that's the problem. But if you tell a housewife that she should be a housewife, she doesn't have a problem at all. So it is always
wired differently.
Exactly. People are wired differently. So I won't say there are no problems, but the problems, they are cut according to the clothes that you decide to pick up.
Okay, so there's a lot of things going on in society now. We have gender reformation, the way we reason and all. But with speciality to the girl child, like okay, we're focusing on the girl child now. What do you think can reform a girl child that has been abused or has been told you have to do this, you have to do that, society wants you to do this, you have to be cautious, you have to be extra this, extra that. How do you think we can reform the actions, the mentality behind the expectations of being a girl child? For those that they are sunk into that influence of parental this, my church wants me to do this, my workplace and all that.
It starts with the society. If society is not reformed, nobody is going to be reformed.
That's a long way to go.
If the society does not see that we have to start seeing our girl child or our females this way, then it's not going to dawn on anybody, because I mean, we all make up the society. My own family units, your own family units, and every other person's family units make up the society. So the society itself needs to experience that reformation. Then when the society experiences the reformation, then it can begin to trickle down to the families, because I mean, like I said earlier, we make up the society. So it starts with society first.
As much as I'd like to agree that it starts with society, it starts with the individual, with society. Take for example, Funmilayo Asunbuti. She grew up in the 90s. Most of the time, we just know that she was the mother of Fela and Beko and Onikoi. And we know that she was the first woman to drive a car. And we know that she was killed eventually because of her vocal resistance against the government. But Funmi did not grow up in a society that was accepting of women either. She didn't grow up. She decided. In fact, when I read a story about her, I saw that she had to drop her English names because when she went abroad for schooling, she experienced racism. Now she left Nigeria as a country to go to a developed land, a first world country, but she still experienced racism there. Society. She came back here, she started fighting. She was the one who established the first ever political movement in Abeokuta, the Abeokuta Women's Union, with about 20,000 women involved in political reforms in Abeokuta at that time. It was not the society. It was an individual. If we keep waiting for the society to make reforms for the girl child, to reform how a girl is seen, how she's perceived, how she's treated in society, nothing will happen. We just need many individuals to get up and decide that this is what my life is going to be like. Let me tell you, by the time there are many women, young women, thankfully I have been mentored by some women who are not afraid to be themselves. By the time more young girls see that there are women standing in spite of society, more reforms will come. Because right now, indeed, women grow, girls grow into women. Yes. Women sometimes are girls who never escaped some experiences from their childhood. So the experiences from their childhood influence the way they live as adults. So that's true. The reforms that girls need to face, I mean, is all encompassing, from health to education to just even walking on the road. There's so many things. Every facet has to be touched. So I don't think I believe that the society needs to change.
The individual make up the society. So if the collection of individuals in the society decides to make the change, then the society changes, and then it bounces back.
True, but most of the time they keep out. They are not always mutually exclusive.
Yeah, definitely. You cannot mutually exclude.
Okay.
I'm not saying that the society that is. I'm not saying you're wrong to talk about the society. I'm just speaking from a female point of view. The society has not helped. I have not seen any group from any community saying they are coming together to do something, except it's women empowerment, to give people money, to help people learn a skill. Most of the time, it's an individual that comes up with the idea. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in as much as it's not wrong to talk about society, I believe that it is other individuals that will make reforms, or that will start a lifestyle, or start a pattern that other people in the society will see. And then we can now start talking about reforming the life of the girl child.
That's quite interesting. So yeah, so moving on, we have a lot of improved technological tools here and there. We have access to phones, the internet and stuff. And then now we have a woke generation that is aware of this and that, can say this, say that. How do you think this has had like a positive and a negative impact on the female gender?
I think it's that. I mean, the advent of social media has caused both good and bad. Because anybody can wake up any day to write up anything, and the person might have large following on social media, and because of that, another person that probably believes or just reads it can decide to inculcate what he or she has seen regardless of the gender now, and then it begins to form your own perspective and who you are. So yes, we are in a woke generation. We come up with a lot of arguments on social media, but it does not eliminate the fact that social media has caused both harm and good. Because I mean, most of the things you see on social media now, or a good number of things you see on social media now, are not censored. And whether we like it or not, social media is a new society. The information you drop on social media begins to form the younger generation. So as a girl child now, what does she read on social media? How does it influence her perception and perspective about life? So I think social media has caused both harm and good to the girl child.
Okay, so what do you think?
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nneamaka. I'm here to debate the motion that says social media has caused more harm with a few points of view. Actually, social media has done good and bad. As with everything else, there's always two sides to everything. People have benefited from social media, and like you said at the beginning, woke generation. I mean, I would say that we are woke when it comes to the issues
Discussing them.
that we discuss and the issues that are bound. And sometimes when we just open Twitter, we just see something new that comes up and people are discussing it because some people have not heard of it before and they're just living through other people's experiences. At the same time, I think that because of the instance of social media, so many of us, we do not take time to read. We do not take time
attention to
digest things, to details. There's that concern that I have. Everybody's jumping on things. Most times, you see people dragging people, you see people canceling people, you see people, they just come, they just want to be seen as somebody who has a quick reply at the tip of their tongue, and they just say things that when you look at it again, you're like,
how?
Why?
What are you saying?
Why? And that's one thing that G-Banks and I were talking about before the interview started, that so many people, we just talk. We all want to appear like we know, whereas in real life,
We don't know.
we don't. So it has done good, but it makes us to be outspoken, because in real life now, we're running away. But at the same time, it's also making us to, this fear of missing out is making us not take the time to do the right amount of studying. You can't overemphasize the importance of studying. If you don't know something, if you do not know something, before you speak, it will be required that you go back and read about it. Then when you come and you say something, you are making sense. But now everybody just wants to build their following.
To be more specific, we've seen a lot of very important issues come up on social media.
Okay.
And at the end of the debate and the whole discussion, this person must go through justice, this person must arrest this person. It's either the person that started that story is chasing clouds,
Okay.
Or the person just wants to make
Something
everybody
business,
talk. Something. I mean, I've seen very important issues, most especially rape. You see people discuss rape or you accuse somebody of rape, and when you decide to sit down and say, okay, let me investigate, let's follow through, let's see that justice is served. And you just see at the end of the day that this person is just chasing clouds or they're just being unserious. And then we say people should speak up. And the more you come up on social media to talk about rape and it's false or it's fake, the more you push away people that really want to take up those issues.
People
and like, okay,
genuine issues.
so it's that's one of the backlash social media is causing now with this woke generation and dispensation.
That's a topic, a whole topic of its own.
You can say that again.
So, like in recent times, ladies are striving to, be the head, be so big on excellence, and they just want to be there, topping the game, bringing their A game to work and all that. How far, as a man, how far do you think ladies can go? Beating protocols, standing up to things. How far? How far do you think ladies can go in our society with Nigeria in context?
As far as she wants to go, she wants to go. As far as she wants to go, but not closing our eyes to the fact that there are challenges that we might want to push back. But I've always been an advocate of ladies should be given the same opportunities men are given. But how far should a lady go is how far she wants to go. That's just it. For me, as an individual, yes, that's as far as she wants to go.
Okay, so I'm going to match that question with another one for you. It's a known thing that what a man can do, a woman can do much more better. How can you put this saying in context for ladies who want to be bigger than men, they want to achieve so much, they want to top the tables, and they just want to rule the world, basically. What do you think?
I say what a man can do, a woman can do too. Sometimes it's not always better, and I'm glad that you talked about context.
Yes.
Because a woman cannot impregnate herself. Yes, we can do IVF, we can do artificial insemination, but a woman cannot get pregnant by herself. Nor can a man breastfeed a child. So when we're talking about context, it puts things in perspective. I would also like to say that for the most part, what a man can do, a woman can do better, is always to show that we deserve a seat at the table. Because for so long, there have been tables, but there has not been space for women.
Equal opportunities.
Equal opportunities. That's why we keep talking about equal opportunities. That's why even in the Sustainable Development Goals, there is one goal dedicated to gender equality, because in many places around the world it is not available. And women have to create their own tables sometimes because the men have taken it all. I mean, I don't have a problem. Take it, I'll create my own table. I look, or I'll find people that will give me space at the table. So women can go as far as they want to. Of course, like he said, there are also challenges, because more often than not, a woman has to sacrifice some things. If the woman wants to give birth to a child and she's in an office space and they say, oh, you need to go on this project, and she's pregnant and her maternity leave is clashing, we don't really. Let me rephrase and say, in Nigeria, we do not have a work culture that supports the woman. Because we saw the Prime Minister of New Zealand breastfeeding her baby while attending to government issues, and there is a good thing. And they even gave fathers paternity leave.
Yeah,
so that fathers can take part in growing their children. But here in Nigeria, we don't have it. We haven't gotten it yet. So I think a woman can go far, but putting all these things in mind, putting these things in mind that you have to step back sometimes because the workspace that you're in does not permit you. Let me use my mom as an example. And this is going to talk about how I think that women can actually have it all. In spite of when there was a time on Twitter, I saw somebody was saying some people will be successful in their businesses, they won't be successful in their marriages. Some people will be successful in their marriages, but their business will suffer. We always like to say that, oh, you can't. At the end of the day, everything is about balance. knowing what you want. Like I said earlier, some people don't want kids, some people they want business, some people they want family, they are not interested in business. So when you know what you want and you make the steps to get there, the challenges that will come will be, they won't always be tailor-made to suit your own situation, but you will be able to adapt to it. That is notwithstanding that there are some things that will not suit your situation. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I don't think there's any box. And a woman can be head of state. A woman can be DG. And we have a DG, right? The first citizen of the WT.
I mean,
she's female, she's Nigerian, she's our pride. She's married though.
yes,
With kids.
With kids though.
Kids.
With degrees though.
Yes. So
Has her family people, they are doing well though. Her sister was
There's
just
no setback.
her sister
I
was
saw
just
those, family
recognized.
doctors, I think in America.
So we have examples. It's not that there are no examples of women that are excelling in every area. We just need to have more of them. We just need to have more of them. I don't think there's anything a woman wants to do that she can't do. I don't think so. Me, I don't like to say what a man can do. A woman can do better. Can you do this? I can do it. I'm not going to come and be arguing with you. It's just that most of the time, because right now in the world and in Nigeria, society has made it that the men are giving more attention, they're giving preference. In fact, I should round up with this thing I'm saying because I'm already speaking too much. But I saw something one time about how a lady she had to change her way of speech. Girls have been taught to be subservient in everything that they do. So even when they are applying for jobs, on Twitter somebody was saying a man and a woman applied for the same job, same qualifications, same references, same everything. But the man asked for like 100% of the salary she was asking for, and they were both qualified at the same level. Men want to send mails to people; they are authoritative. Please, this is not what it is. Please make this correction. A woman is saying, can you, I think, all these things that, make you want to appear not too forward, but still, all these things that will make you want to
set back to just adjust and fit in.
Exactly, that fitting. Men are not afraid to step away.
Just say that.
Women, we always want to be seen as, oh, okay, she's nice. So, when the time we break away with all these things,
Sky,
you will not be looking for how to prove yourself. By the time you speak, people will listen to you. They might say, oh, you are a man. You are a man in a woman's body. That's one of the worst things ever. You are a man in a woman's body.
So the person that puts it there to make him make that assertion. I said, is it the one that puts it there to make him make that assertion? I understand what you're trying to say though, because people define you for a man should do this, and so when they say woman,
when they say woman do it, they be like, yeah, you are like a man. You're just a woman who knows what you want. Did I not brag on? So yeah, I believe that what a man can do, woman can do. They just need to be aware of what they can do and go for it like the men do.
So Seun Gbemi, this question is for you. A lot of men out there are intimidated by successful women. You see men that cannot take up positions in some offices because the woman is the head of HR, the woman is the MD, the woman is this or this woman. And there are some married men that they've submitted their wives to being housewife because she's not going to work now, she's any more than I am, she's this, people are noticing now. What can you say to these men, and particularly to you? Can you marry a woman who is way more successful than you are?
G-Banks! Answer the
Let me start with the last question. I can. Because I've always been a believer of, if you went to university, decided to further your education by doing your master's, then why should you end up being a housewife? That's, for me, that's my own perception. I'm not saying that people that do all those things cannot become a full-time housewife. But I've seen people go to school, read and do everything, and then society is telling them that you have to sit down and do. And that's why I pitch my argument. So I can, and I've always been I've always said you have to work. Not because I want to be a lazy man, but because I want to see you achieve your dream. So if achieving your dream is being the first speaker of the National Assembly, the Nigerian Senate. I mean, do it. It does not stop. If you can't see Kamala Harris and her husband today, the first female to have vice president. I mean, and it's not going to take away who you are as a man, but we are in a very patriarchal society here. So at any slight success of a female, you feel threatened. But personally, I mean, I want my wife to be successful. I think I've answered the first question. Then what should men do?
Yes, men that are intimidated by a woman's success.
Perception first. There's a traditional belief that a man must always lead. I believe anybody can lead. And people that own this perception, that own this belief are seen as weak men. Well, I don't care. But that's just a perception that the man must always be the person leading. But I mean, but it's so first you have to deconstruct that mentality that when my wife gets to this position, she's going to be bigger. Like you said earlier, there should be a point of management where you manage your work and you manage your home, and then you're being successful at both of them, not losing one and gaining one. So you have to deconstruct that mentality first. You have to understand, like we said earlier, these are human beings, they're supposed to be slaves. So deconstruct the mentality that your wife has to be the second field, or has to be the second person into you in society. So if you're able to break down, if you're able to break that mentality, and then any man that is insecure because a woman that is not comfortable because a woman is leading is just purely insecure, in my own opinion. So you have to accept yourself that I am human, and this other human being that is not of my gender can also lead. We had a female class rep in school, and I don't think for once I was a little bit insecure because a female was leading. I've been in situations where a female led, and I just have to play my own part in making the whole thing successful. So the first thing is deconstruct that mentality first. Then build your own confidence. That you have a female leading does not mean you are not capable. You have a human being leading. The only difference is just that she's of another gender. So and then you have to begin to go. You have to also support her also.
Absolutely. So, Nneamaka, I have like a 2-in-1 question for you. Okay, so there's this over random gist that when women lead, they get power drunk, hence why once you're a career woman, you fail in your own duties at the home front, or shop duties, or other duties here and there. You just face this career, basically, you just feel like you're not good anywhere else. So, what can you say about that? How do you feel like women can do this and then change that mentality in society? And then, what is your ideal successful woman?
Those two questions are really powerful. The first one about women being power drunk, or the assumption of women being power drunk. There's a saying, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. It did not say power corrupts women, and absolute power corrupts women absolutely. It said it corrupts absolutely. In Uganda right now, the person who has been there for over 2 decades is a man. We hardly have, I don't think we even have any story recorded in history that has a woman being in power for so long because she does not want to leave. Not by military, not by civilian. It's always the men. You see this thing? You see this thing about women being power drunk? I would say that it is a tactic for people to discredit women in authority. When men are power drunk, they say, "Na man."
Exactly.
"Na man." That's how it is. But even when women are not power drunk, when they take a stand, you will hear that the woman is power drunk. That's how you also hear when a man gets something done. Hard work. Wow, you're dedicated. Wow, Baba, well done. Overnight success. You know you put in the work. But when a woman does something of the like, who are you sleeping with?
Did you sleep your way to the top?
Are you a small girl with a big God? They begin to ask those questions. They begin to introduce those assumptions so that people who have already seen you as somebody who knows what she's about, they begin to second guess whether or not you're actually authentic. So I'm not saying, this is not to say that there are no women who are power drunk. Human beings can get power drunk. But for the most part, when a woman is tagged as power drunk, it's probably because there's a man that has wanted to do something that she kept her foot down, and then I said, no, she's too heady. She's too
check assumption.
yes. So most of the time I think that the assumptions. Now the second question. I remember the second question.
And what's your ideal successful?
Okay, my ideal successful woman. I don't have an ideal successful. Some people, they want visible appreciation. They want to be seen and be recognized. Mama. Some people, they want family. Some people, success for them is to be the only person in their family that does not have a trace of diabetes, that do not have any genetic defect or any hereditary sickness. Some people, they want to be movers and shakers of the world. They don't want people to know their face. So I don't have an ideal success.
So you're saying success is subjective? Success
is very subjective and it's relative to whoever it is. But for me, my ideal definition of success, now I can speak for myself. My ideal definition of success is a woman who has a private home, a progressing career, and good health. That's what it is for me. Yeah.
That's so nice. So as we round up this discussion, in celebration of women worldwide, what's your take-home points for every woman out there watching this, and for men who also have women, ladies, girls in their lives?
To start with, statistics says women contribute about half, or make up about half the population in Nigeria. And so that shows the vital role women play in society. So, and I would like to say that for every one of us, we need to begin to give women that equal seat at the table, that opportunity. The social construct should not be there when a woman is about to do things. We should begin to be more supportive, and we should begin to allow that growth in women. I hope to see someday in Nigeria when a woman contests for gubernatorial seats, presidential seats, and the likes, and when we see more representation of women in government. So take home, let us just always support women, and let's break the construct. Let's give them the opportunity to thrive in society.
So Nneamaka, I want to jump in. What's your take home point?
Two things. The thing for this year is choose to challenge.
Yeah.
But challenging the norm. Nobody's coming to save you. You're not going to have chivalrous men who will say, oh, don't do this to this woman all the time. So, as a woman, and for women all over the world, we must learn to speak up for what we want. You must learn to demand your respect. Somebody's disrespecting you. Don't wait for anybody to help you out of the situation. You are capable of getting yourself out if you put your mind to it. And two, collaboration. Somebody said collaboration is the new oil. You can't do everything by yourself. Collaborate with other people. Ask for help when you need it. It does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you are foolish. It does not mean you have nothing to offer. It simply means you are wise. And women are wise people. So take advantage of your wisdom.
Thank you. It was nice having you both. Thank you very much for honoring my invitation. I'm sure when next I call you guys, I'll still have you around. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video. I'll sure see you in the next vlog. Bye.
Bye.